Looking very well.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yes,
New
it's
set.
lovely.
New colours.
Yes, no, I'm feeling in a good place. Obviously, last year I wasn't in a good place. But
Yeah.
you can't blame me. So much went on. Like, so much went on. It's like so much human beings to like cope with.
Shall we talk you through sort of bit by bit? Because obviously, Katie, so much of it ended up in the press, not all of it necessarily accurately reported. So we'll kind of break it down and go through. Start off with rehab. You have been into rehab.
See, this is the thing. The press, like, because I thought, because of all what happened, I thought I'm going to be a bit more private, and it's sort of gone the other way. Where I've been private and kept things in, they've literally just written whatever they want every day, to the point I've now disconnected myself from that person they're writing about. It's just so much rubbish. Like, they said that I was in rehab for drink and drugs.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that at all. Absolute nothing. I wasn't even near anyone who was doing drink and drugs in the private. I was in there because they said I had severe traumatic rehabilitation is what I needed. It's nothing to do with drugs or drink. It was to do with all what had happened to me at the beginning of the year. Okay. So if you imagine, in one go, I got told my mum was dying, as you remember. My dog got run over and killed on my driveway. My horse got knocked over and killed outside my house. I had a kidnap threat with Harvey. I got the ex-husband cheating again, then obviously divorcing him, and then I had the the hijack where I was held at gunpoint in South Africa. Yeah. So if you imagine all of that, and then having to divorce, it was like, well, it was a nightmare. I just had nowhere to run. People were doing stories on me. So literally, I said to myself, I went to the doctor and said, look, I'm not myself. I wouldn't go horse riding. I just wanted to sleep all the time. I couldn't turn to anyone. So I just went into the Priory. I wasn't a resident in there like everyone said. I literally took the kids to school, went in there for the day, and then picked the kids up after. I was a day case.
What did you learn from that about yourself? Or how did that help you?
It's amazing. If I could say to everyone, go to the Priory, I would. Because they taught me about like assertiveness. They teach you about people around you, if they've served their purpose, if there's negativity around you. And they get to the roots to like where the problems have started. They deal with the traumatic stuff.
And the thing is, I think nobody can deny that's a catalogue of absolute horrors, almost unimaginable how a person can bear that. So you had obviously as well fallen into the trap, as many do, of self-medicating, and you've admitted that.
I think that's why my family and friends were really like hurt, and was like they didn't know what to do, because I've never been in, for all these years in this industry, you can choose that path if you want or you don't. I didn't. I purely did it to self-medicate. But I went to the doctors and said, look, this isn't me, and I told them the truth.
And he said you were drinking and...
it wasn't really drinking, just self-medicating on drugs, basically. It's disgusting, but it was my way of dealing with it. So that's when I was like, no, I know I need help. This is not me. At least I can hold my hands up. And I'm so glad I did, because if I didn't speak out, I'd probably still be in that rut now. I was in a manipulative marriage, but no, so I went to the doctors, and then it got to the point, then with my exes behind my back, that stuff happened with the kids, where everyone thought they were taken off me, and that was the last thing, and then I was like, I want to go in the Priory.
Well, can I just clarify, how much are the children in your life? Because there's so much speculation about this.
Tell me, and I get so angry, like, don't get me wrong, I always want to put my side across the line, and I'm like, why do I have to, like, no, the kids are all back to normal. I don't blame Pete for doing what he did in the beginning. He was looking at, basically my ex told Kieran and said that I was self-medicating and whatever, and he acted like what the dad does, but there's more dramas behind it, which I'm not going to go into. But everything's like back to normal now. All exactly the same as it was for half an hour.
Full time.
Yeah. So, and it has been like that for ages. But again, all I read about myself at the moment is skint, mucky mansion who hasn't got her kiss.
Well, you know what? Just don't read it. I think the fact that you've gone into the point that you are getting help and you're moving on, just focus on that. What about the bank? I mean, when I saw the pictures of your house, you know what I saw with the pool and everything? I saw somebody that was probably very depressed, actually. because you have been through an awful lot. But of course, people are saying that it's because you have no money, and so what's the truth?
When I bought my house, I always buy houses that are really, really, really run down. And if you think my house is 11 bedrooms on 3 floors, everything needs doing in my house. It's literally an endless money pit. So I concentrated on what needs to be done first, like the stables. The pool was working, and then all the pumps have gone, but that wasn't my priority. And I think it's disgusting anyway that drones are allowed to fly over my property.
I was thinking that's completely illegal.
But my house inside now is completely different. It's all new inside. When I did the Keith Lemon show, I laughed actually, looked through the keyhole. I said, you could do it, but I'm in the middle of doing it up. If you wait a few more weeks, it'd be different. But they didn't want to. So I didn't care. I could take the mickey out myself as well. But if you went in my house now, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I'm working on the outside.
So the reports that you're bankrupt aren't true?
I'm definitely not bankrupt. And do you know what? Most successful people, when they have different businesses like me, sometimes they might go for an IVA, sometimes they go bankrupt, but you open another one, you carry on, and it's happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed of anything.
So is it one of your companies went bankrupt? Is that the
No,
truth?
I haven't gone bankrupt. Nothing of mine's gone bankrupt. It's an IVA.
Well, one of them was
literally.
in trouble, was that it?
That was all to do with tax on one of them.
Right.
So it's not, you know, it is what it is.
We're gonna talk about Harvey after the break, but can I just clarify as well that
I love this clarifying because I've so wanted to do it myself. There's so
in your
much.
own words on
Do
live
it.
TV, so there's no misconstruing anything. You put your car on a site to sell. And is it true you have to take it off? Because never mind anyone passing comment on, you know, I don't know, how much tax has it got on it and what's the MOT like. Underneath, the comments were just awful, talking about you and talking about Harvey.
So basically, yeah, well, obviously, because I'm banned from driving for 3 months, again.
But why is that though?
It was all to do with a different date. They said I was driving with no insurance, but the conviction date was January, so I was banned for 6 months. So if you look at that day, I thought I was able to drive. It was only by 2 weeks, so they did give me points. I was banned for 3 months, so which is good. Well, it's not that. It is what it is, isn't it?
Okay.
So I don't use the cars. So basically I bought that car for my German Shepherds. And I'm not using it.
Can you
It's just
drive?
sitting
Can
there.
be useful.
Basically, I just thought I'm going to get rid of it. And it was going up to all these prices, and I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. And then in Holland, eBay in Holland took it down. They said, we can't allow all this trolling on the site. And we was like, what do you mean? It was against Harvey.
Yeah.
What has Harvey got to do with the car? I mean, disgusting stuff like, has he dribbled on the back seat? Has he lit the windows?
Oh.
So now I'm going to the police tomorrow about it. And luckily it's come at the right time with the petition, which we'll talk about.
We will. We're going to go
Anything
to
else wanna?
I think we're going
Anything else you wanna like?
pretty much everything. But we do have to go to a break. But when we come back, we really want to hear how well you're doing with Harvey's petition as well. So stay right there, because everyone, including Katie, is